Dear students, today we are going to discuss about the sixth chapter of class 5 geography, agricultural resources of India. First of all, we have to know about what is agriculture. Agriculture is the science or practice of farming, including cultivation of the soil for the growing of crops and rearing of animals to provide food, wool, and other products. Now, what is crop? A crop is a plant or animal product that can be grown and harvested extensively for profit or subsistence. Most crops are harvested as food for humans or fodder for livestock. Now, there are several factors which affecting the crop production. We can classify it into two major categories. First category is internal factor. It belongs to genetic and heredity of the plants or the crops. And another factor is external factor. Climate, edaphic, that means soil, biotic, physiographic, that includes topography of the land, structure of the land, and socio-economic factors. Now, we have to discuss this chapter in the context of India. We all know that India is essentially an agricultural country where agriculture plays a vital role in dominating the economic, social, and cultural life of the people. Some major characteristics of Indian agriculture are the agriculture is a kind of subsistence agriculture whose main aim is to meet the food and other requirements of its vast population. The population in India is increasing at a rapid rate and so exerts heavy pressure on the agriculture, or you can say that agricultural production. Here we can see in Indian agricultural system predominance of animal forces. The Indian agricultural systems is truly depend on the monsoonal wind. The southwest monsoon provides about 80% of precipitation of India. So Indian agriculture is dependent mainly on the monsoon. Indian agriculture has the predominance of cultivation of food crops. Indian agriculture puts minimum attention on the fodder crops for feeding the largest number of cattle in the world. There are variety of food crops which are harvested in the system of agriculture in India. This variety of crops, these various crops, depending on the varied topography, climatic condition, different nature of the soil. Now, if we try to classify the crops on the basis of the season, then we get three categories. First category of is Kharif crops. Kharif crops are grown with the onset of monsoons and are harvested in September, October. Important crops grown during these seasons are paddy, maize, jowar, bajra, etc. Rabi crops are shown in autumn to winter between October to December and harvested from spring to summer between April and June. Example of Rabi crops are wheat, barley, mustard, etc. There is also a short growing season in summer between Rabi and Kharif season, which is known as Zaid season. The crops produced during Zaid season are watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber, vegetables, and fodder crops. If we are try to classify the crops on the basis of its nature, then we get three kind of crops. namely food crops, fiber crops, and plantation crops. Now, food crops. What is food crops? The plants that are grown with primary purpose of being consumed, or we can say that eaten by humans and animals, like rice, wheat, millets, etc. Fiber crops. These crops are grown for their fibers, which are used to make paper, cloth, rope, etc., like cotton, jute, mesta, etc. Um, and plantation crop, we can say that it also beverage crop. Okay, a plantation crop is one crop which is specially planted in a large piece of the land in tropical or semi-tropical areas and grown on commercial basis, like tea, coffee, rubber. Now we have to know about the rice cultivation of India. Now, rice is the most important food grain of India. It is staple food of the country where rainfall exceeds 100 centimeter. And India, mind it, India ranks second in the production of crop after China. Some favorable conditions of rice cultivations are: rice require hot and humid climate. It needs temperature of over 16 degrees centigrade to 20 degrees centigrade for its cultivations. It thrives well in plenty of bright sunshine with an average temperature of 27 degrees centigrade. Rice requires abundant rainfall ranging from 150 centimeter to 200 centimeter. Rice requires extensive plains and lowlands. On hill and mountains, rice is grown on the terraces. Alluvial loamy soil, we can say that, with subsoil of clay is ideal for rice because the clay holds water to stand in the fields. Okay. Now these are the main favorable condition of rice cultivation. Now this is a quick outlook of rice producing states of India, or you can say the distribution of rice producing region. The major rice producing region are the Ganga plains and the coastal lowlands. Important states are West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, and Odisha. Now, West Bengal, among the rice producing states, West Bengal takes the leading positions. The major rice producing districts in the West Bengal are Bardhaman, Mednipur, North and South 24 Parganas. Okay. At present, India is self-sufficient in rice production and exports some rice about 9 million tons to foreign countries like UK, United Kingdom, United States, Russia, and the Central Rice Research Institute is in Kotak. Okay. It also needs some chemical fertilizer for the purpose of cultivation. HYV, that means a high yielding variety of seeds like IR8 Ratna, Sona, IR20, etc. produce fine grains and are used to improve yield per hectare of land for the purpose of rice cultivation. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the wheat cultivation. Now, first of all, the thing is that wheat is a rabi crop in India. India ranks fourth in the production of wheat in the world. The favorable condition for wheat cultivations are: it needs temperature from 10 degrees centigrade to 15 degrees centigrade for its cultivation. It thrives well in an average temperature of 16 degrees centigrade. Warm and sunny weather is very much essential for the time of ripening. Wheat requires a rainfall of 50 centimeter to 100 centimeter during the growing season. Now we have to remember the thing: too much rainfall is injurious to the wheat plant. Okay, land, we can say that alluvial level plains are ideal for the wheat cultivation. It also cultivated in the slightly rolling, well-drained plains. Soil which requires a fertile alluvial soil, clay loamy soil, or even black cotton soils are also suitable for the purpose of wheat cultivation. And some other requirements like wheat is a rabi crop and requires irrigation of growth. High yielding variety of seeds like Sonera 63, Sona 229, etc. have increased the average yield per hectare. Okay, capital, ports and markets are other important factor for the purpose of the wheat cultivation. Now here is the map, which the kind of map which showing us the area of wheat production in India. Now when you in this sector, the main areas of wheat production in India are Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is the largest producer of the wheat. The important districts are Meerut, Saharanpur, Aligarh, Agra, Muzaffarnagar. Okay. The spectacular rise in the production of cereals, particularly the wheat in India during 1972 to 1977 has been called the Green Revolution. Okay. During this period, the wheat production rose by 39%. Mind it, 39%. With wheat, the rice production also rose up by 17%. The main center of wheat research is located in New Delhi. It is known as the Pusha Institute under ICAR. India is almost self-sufficient in the wheat production. However, it needs, as per the requirement, it's import wheat from Australia, Canada, and also United States. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the millet. Now what is millets? Millets are a group of highly variable small shaded grasses widely grown around the world. Such millets commonly grown in India are jowar, bajra and ragi. Together they are called millet. Now let's talk about the favorable condition of millet production. It is widely grown in the tropical countries in India. The temperature it needed between 25 degrees centigrade to 32 degrees centigrade. Okay, for its growth, you can say that. And rainfall, it's a hardy crop, so rainfall between we can say that 40 centimeter to 75 centimeter is good for its purpose of growth. Average rainfall which it needed 15 centimeter. Flat or undulating land is suitable for its cultivation. It can grow on less fertile soil ranging from dry alluvium to infertile red soil also. Now here some picture of various type of dishes created by this kind of millet crops. We can see that in this portion ragi dhosha. Okay, basically ragi, the leading state of ragi production is Karnataka. So dhosha is the dish of southern India. Okay, this is the picture of ragi dhosha. This is jowar roti, the leading producing country is Maharashtra, and this is bajra roti, and the leading producing states of India is Rajasthan. Okay. In India, production of millet is purely on subsistence basis, with very little being marketed. However, some export of bajra, some kind of export of bajra is done to meet the growing demand of bird food by developed countries. Okay, our next crop is sugarcane. Now we are talking about sugarcane cultivation. Now sugarcane is a kind of cash crop of India. It is highly valued because from its juice, sugar, molasses, alcohol, etc. are made. The fibrous part of sugarcane called bagasse is used for making paper and sound insulating boards. Okay, so basically sound insulating boards and making paper is created by the fibrous part of that sugarcane. Now the favorable conditions are sugarcane is a kind of tropical crop and grows well in India. So the temperature is needed ranging from 20 degree centigrade to 30 degree centigrade is ideal for its growth. Moderate to heavy rainfall it's needed from 100 centimeter to 150 centimeter during the rainy season. Cool and dry weather is required at the time of the ripening. Well drained sloping land is suitable for sugar cultivation. Fertile loamy soil rich in lime and salt is ideal for this crop, or you can say that alluvial soil is also play a huge role for the purpose of cultivation of this sugarcane. Achha. The distribution of sugarcane, the leading state are Uttar Pradesh, which produce sugarcane in Saharanpur, Muzaffarnagar, Rampur, okay, Kheri, etc. And also followed by Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar. In the year of 2013 and 14, India produced about 348.38 million tons of sugarcane, and India holds the second position in sugarcane production in the world. India occupies fourth position among the sugar exporting countries in the world. Much of its sugar is exported to the Middle East countries and to East African countries. The Central Sugarcane Research Institute is in Lucknow. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the fiber crops. Now first crops is cotton. We are now going to discuss about cotton cultivation. Okay, cotton is a leading fiber crop and the most important commercial crop of India. Cotton is essentially a tropical crop, but it is also grown in subtropical regions where there is no frost. Now the climatic condition. Cotton plant requires medium temperature and rainfall. It needs summer temperature between 20 degrees centigrade to 30 degrees centigrade. Abundant sunshine is also necessary during the growth of that plant. The plant requires rainfall of 50 centimeter to 18 centimeter. Okay. In areas of low rainfall, cotton is grown with the help of irrigation. Well-drained alluvial plains are ideal for cotton production because the plant not tolerate waterlogging. Soil, it thrives best in light alluvial soil, rich in lime or black lava soil. The Regur soil of the Deccan is very much suitable for its quality of retaining moisture. It's very important. Okay. here you can see that the picture of cotton trees, okay, in that slides. These are the cottons. Okay. Now the distribution purpose, the main areas of producing cotton in India are Gujarat, Punjab, Maharashtra and others like Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Haryana, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, and also some part of Odisha. Gujarat, the main cotton districts in Gujarat are Ahmedabad, Vadodara, Surat. Okay. In Punjab, also a good quality long staple cotton is produced in Punjab. It is grown in Firozpur, Jalandhar, Ludhiana districts of Punjab. And Maharashtra ranked third position in cotton production. It is grown in Kolhapur, Nasik, Pune. India is the second largest cotton producing country in the world, accounting for 18% of world production. The total production was 36.5 million bales. One bales means 170 kg in 2013 and 2014 year. Okay. Now trade cotton grown in India is of the short staple and medium staple quality. Therefore, India import long staple cotton from USA, Kenya, Egypt and Sudan. The Central Institute Cotton Research has been established at Nagpur in Maharashtra for improving the cotton production in India. Now, the second fiber crop, so important fiber crop of India is jute. India is the leading producer of jute in the world. And jute is a fiber crop and inferior to cotton. It is one of the most important cash crop of the eastern India, popularly known as golden fiber because of its color and also for its high cash value. The favorable geographical condition for its growth is jute is essentially a tropical monsoon crop, and it grows in India under the following geographical condition. Like jute need a hot and humid climate. Okay, it grows best in areas having maximum temperature of 27 degrees centigrade, and rainfall. The jute plant requires a rainfall of 170 centimeter to 250 centimeter, evenly distributed during the growing period. Land jute requires flooded fields, extensive plains, and lowland provide excellent condition or favorable condition for the purpose of jute cultivation. Soil jute is grown in the clay loam soil. It grows well on alluvial soil found in the floodplains and delta. It's a very important line. Okay. Plenty of cheap labor is also essential, as most of the work like sowing, weeding, harvesting, retaining, washing is done by the hand. Now the area of production or the distributional area of jute cultivations are basically the cultivation of jute is restricted mainly to the Ganga Brahmaputra delta in the West Bengal, Assam, Bihar and Odisha also, and West Bengal is the leading producer of jute. Okay. There are some jute products. The picture of jute products, you can see that here, kind of packing bags, okay, which is useful for the purpose of rice, wheat, cement, and also carpets, rugs, ropes, handbags can made by the jute. Is very much important for the purpose of making this kind of things. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about beverage crops of India. The tea is the most important beverage in India and abroad also. Tea is the most important cash crop of India. Very much important. The favorable condition of tea production is A tea needs a hot and wet climate. It requires temperature between 10 degrees centigrade to 35 degrees centigrade. Summer temperature averaging about 25 degrees centigrade is most favorable for its growth. A tea plant needs a rainfall between 150 centimeter to 200 centimeter, well distributed throughout the year. Heavy dew and high humidity cause rapid growth of new leaves. The tea plant also needs a shade from the direct sunlight. For this purpose, in between the bushes, especially shady trees are grown or cultivated, we can say that. Land. Stagnant water is very much harmful for tea plant. Hence, mountain and hill slopes are preferred. The tree grown at higher elevation has better flavor and taste, like our Darjeeling tree. Tea requires fertile soil, which rich in nitrogen and iron. Sandy loams are the best for its growth. Soil of the forested land are rich in organic matter. So it is an ideal soil for the tea. Now, tea plantation or tea cultivation requires plenty of cheap and efficient labor, because picking of leaves and preparing them for manufacture, this whole activity involves a great deal of work to be done by hand. Now, women worker, they are playing a huge role, a key role in the plucking of two leaves and a bud. Okay. Now, here you can see that the female worker is working for the purpose of tea cultivation, and there are lots of shady trees in between the tea bushes, and here you can see two leaves and one bud. Two leaves and one bud. This is very much important. Okay, and women worker play a key role for this kind of plucking. Now here are some image of Darjeeling tea, which is known as one of the greatest flavors tea. Okay, now basically these are classified into four. Now this is a kind of black tree or dark tea, you can say that. This is oolong tree, green tea and white tea. And Darjeeling tea have three flushes: first flush, second flush and autumnal flush. Okay, now that is the map of distribution. Okay, Assam is the largest producer of the tea. The main tea districts are Darang, Lakhimpur, Golpara, Kamrup, Kachar. Brahmaputra and Surma Valley have famous tea plantation, and in West Bengal ranks second in the list of tea production. The famous tea districts are Darjeeling, Jalpaiguri, Coach Bihar. The Darjeeling tea, which I have already stated, that is famous for its flavor and taste. In the part of the southern India, tea is grown on the hilly slopes of Nilgiris plains and the Nilgiri and Annamalais, Tirunelveli, Kanyakumari, Madurai districts in Tamil Nadu, Ernakulam, Thiruvananthapuram, Alleppey districts of Kerala. Okay. Next, we are going to discuss about coffee. Before we are going to discuss about coffee, just important point that India is the second largest tea producing country in the world. In 2013 and 2014, the total production of tea in India is 1208.80 million kgs. India is the leading tea exporter in the world. India's tea is exported to UK, Netherlands, Egypt, Russia, USA. Maximum tea is exported through the port of Kolkata. Now, coffee. You can see that there is a picture of coffee sheets. Okay. Coffee is the second most popular beverage in India. Its cultivation is confined in the southern state of India. A favorable condition: coffee is grown on the tropical highlands. Temperature, it requires a temperature from 16 degrees centigrade to 18 degrees centigrade throughout the year. It is sensitive to the cold and frost. It is often grown in the shades of other trees to avoid direct sunlight. The coffee plants needs well distributed rainfall, ranging between 125 centimeter to 200 centimeter. Hilly slopes are suitable for coffee plantation. Well drained mountain slopes at elevation varying from 500 to 1800 meters in the tropical highlands are the best for its plantation. The coffee plant needs deep loamy soil formed from weathered lava. Coffee soils in India belong to the red and laterite soil, rich in iron and organic matter. Coffee cultivation also needs plenty of labor for planting, shading, transplanting, plucking of the coffee cherries, and processing of coffee in the factory. Now the distribution. Coffee producing areas of India are basically in India. Coffee production is confined to the states of Karnataka, Chikmagalur, Korg, Shimoga, followed by the Kerala, Palghat, okay, and Tamil Nadu. The total coffee production in the India was 3,04,500 million tons in the year of 2013 and 14. Coffee produced in the country is exported to United Kingdom, and India also export coffee to countries like Germany, Italy, Japan, Romania, Russia, USA also. Now, this is a quick outlook of Indian crops and the leading states of India. Okay, it will helps you to study. Now, rice leading states is West Bengal, for wheat Uttar Pradesh, jowar Maharashtra, bajra Rajasthan, ragi Karnataka, sugarcane Uttar Pradesh, jute West Bengal, cotton Gujarat, tea Assam, coffee Karnataka. Now, if you make this kind of chart, it will help you very much. Okay. Now, how can you make this chart? You can write this temperature, rainfall, land, soil, area in the column, and also you can place the crops in the various rows, and it will just, you can put the value or the name of the land, name of the soil, okay, the nature of the land and the area of cultivation. So it will help you for the purpose of study in this kind of huge chapter. So that's all about this 6th chapter of class 5 geography. Stay well and thank you.